this another Aphantasia video. I'm going to talk about navigation today. This one's always puzzled me since I've known that I don't store images. The thought of how I can navigate to a place and not understand the imagery along the way, road junctions, things like that. I won't store the information, so where's it coming from, or what is that format that it appears in? I'm guessing it's not video, because I don't have that. It's not still images, so I don't have that. So what is it? So this weekend I had to drive, I don't know, probably about 40 minutes to somewhere, and I thought a lot about how much of that journey do I know, even though I knew where I was going, I knew how to get there, and I knew where the destination was. I didn't have images of all of that. It's like I know certain things are kind of waypoints along the route, and I know what some of the buildings probably should look like when I see them, although I couldn't draw them before having seen them again. So there's a lot of missing bits, that I'm sure, of what I can see and what I think, even an essence of what it is. So if someone said, oh, there's a big building you drive past, you think, yeah, okay, I might know that, but know it as a fact, and I know the essence of what that building might look like. But then it gets into another question. If something changed overnight, would I be aware enough to know something had moved? Now, obvious stuff we kind of think every day. We do, like street lights don't move, buildings don't change overnight, stuff like that doesn't change. Do I take that for granted and not even think about it? Or are there people's brains that would recognise literally all the details along the route? I know this is deviating a bit from navigation, but I think it's important to know, if I drive half a mile from where I live, I can't visualise the junctions. I get an essence of what something like look like, and I know where to be on the road to go in certain distances before to take certain routes before I get there. But the information that you would use, if say, for example, you had a self-driving car and it had road junctions and maps and things like that, I've got nothing like that in my head. So if I don't have that, what am I using to navigate? And when you think I can navigate between places of hundreds of miles, if I know the name of the destination, okay, you can say, fair enough, some of it you can follow road signs because it says direction this way, direction that way. But there needs to be some implicit knowledge about where you're going and the route to take to get there. You've got to have something like that. So there must be a wireframe overlay or something. This is a bit mixed up, this YouTube clip, but I wanted to try and start the groundwork to explain navigation, because I'm going to really try and dive into this in detail, because there are bits which are clues to how my brain functions visually in terms of absorbing information, because I must see something and knowingly record it without having access, because I can drive to a place. If I went somewhere in a familiar area and then someone said drive back there again tomorrow, I can do that. So there must be something in what I can recall, even though I can't access it in terms of details. So where that appears and what format it's in, kind of things I'm trying to think about. So it's not an image, that's for sure. It's an essence of an image, possibly. The images aren't connected together, definitely. So it's not like a string or a video or even stills that kind of add up to video. So there's so much which isn't understood by me, and I've not really seen anyone that can explain this yet, so quite happy to listen to ideas on this. It's very much an unknown area for me, something I'm really interested to understand, because I think it will help me work out where the boundaries and limitations of what I can do regarding navigation. And if nothing else, I'm curious on stuff like this, because I think we have a certain amount of interest. I think those with Aphantasia I've met, we are curious people. with people who are engineers, scientists, often people like that, often people that have a natural curiosity to understand something. And this I really want to understand a lot better than I do now. So more stuff on this one to come in the future, I think. So if anyone's got any ideas they want to think about and share with me, quite happy to discuss and share thoughts and ideas.